Bruh.
Hey, Dreaders. Welcome to episode 154. Yeah, the show. You could be doing anything. You're here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, what a pretty crazy day for the stock market and altcoin market. Not a very crazy, not too crazy of a day for Bitcoin. Where, wow, what a freaking candle that closed on the 4-hour. I mean, this is amazing, man. The way that Bitcoin outperformed all the index funds like crazy, and all that happened was on the last 4-hour candle we stayed inside that upsloping consolidation. We've had this plotted for over 3 days now. We got really nice respect on Saturday, we got really nice respect today, and bouncing off of that, a confirmed textbook clear as day bullish pin bar reversal. Don't know what a bullish pin bar is, I can just show you for education's sake. Why not, man? A little value for, some of y'all. Everyone knows everything, right? But at one point you didn't know, right? So why not just bring it up for the other people's, right? So this is a bullish pin bar, right? Textbook. You're looking at this image and then you do this, boom. Bullish pin bar reversal. All right, where there's a small wick on the top, a large wick on the bottom, a very small body that is contained within the parameters. That body is contained within the parameters of the previous candle. So you go bearish engulfing into bullish pin bar, bouncing off the upsloping support of the flag, the upsloping flag that could, in fact, yes, it could break down and we can get that back test 12,500. Yeah, that's always a possibility. Or, if you're in a parabolic run of some sort, look at the way Bitcoin's looking, this could just be testament to lack of supply and or too much demand before it breaks the upside, runs to higher prices. So, again, a bullish pin bar is just a reversal candle, but we haven't really reversed yet, have we? Nope. No reversal yet, man. So, that's kind of it with Bitcoin. The story, the news, the craziness that occurred was not on this market. Unless you look at altcoins that got hit pretty freaking hard. Most of the altcoins are down 3 to 5% now. They were down much more earlier. But one that held on, like the Jesus man, Binance Coin, the trade setup, dude, right? Binance, dude. Look at this. So Bitcoin formed that bullish pin bar on the last 4-hour, and what did BNB do? It created a bullish engulfing candle. And somewhat, look at the neckline. I just plotted a straight line from October 18th. You broke that. You're back testing that as support right now. Bullish convergence on the oscillators, and a beautiful uptrend, right? Higher highs, higher lows. And if this structure was to play out, 100% measured movement would just put you to near the top of the trend that you're in, right? It's gorgeous. You look left, there's a high back from September 14th. That is 33, 33, 33, repeating, of course, right? That's where it could go, but you got to have Bitcoin do something. It's got to, I don't know, it can't get volatile, right? The volatility will kill these altcoins, and Bitcoin selling off just a little bit. It's just a few minutes ago, it was up on the day after all the craziness happened in stocks, right? And for so long, Bitcoin had been coupled up with stocks, and you'd think on a normal day, before the major breakout, the weekly technical breakout, Bitcoin would have dumped a lot more. It would have done exactly what stocks would have done, but it's different now. Like, all you have to do is look at percentage change, where the S&P, Dow Jones, Russell 2000, and the NASDAQ all closed down, between 2 to 3%. And here's futures. Top left S&P, top right NASDAQ, bottom left Dow Jones futures, right? It just reopened about 9 minutes ago, up 0.07% across the board. Bitcoin futures, bottom right, down 0.04%, 13,040. But if we want to, I think since it's appropriate to take a look at the market that had the craziness that happened. Wow, how about this, man? Right, the bearish shark in the bullish 5-0, where the 50% retrace was the pattern completion zone of the bullish 5-0, happened to just line up perfectly with the February 2020 previous all-time high. We fell below it intraday, but towards the end of the day, a miraculous rally occurred to get us to close above that, which has to happen. Like, you've got to regard that as support and holds above that, all right? So, you know, there's obviously no type of edge on the market right now, right? I mean, I guess you could try to consider that a bullish harami or something, but this would be where if a bullish 5-0 was to play out, this would be the entry area, the pattern completion zone, the price reversal zone. Unfortunately, you don't have much of an edge going on at this area because the sell-off was so profound, and there's a gap to fill, you know, around 34.63. You think that eventually could fill, but like normally, like, you know, just textbook bullish 5-0s, that's what happens. I mean, that really is. So we finally got there. It only took us from the pattern completion zone at the 88.6% retrace to today. It only took us 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get there. So this is it, man. You break below, you know, the February highs. I mean, you're not going to have a good time. You're going to eventually test 33.30, and if you don't hold 33.30, which is that high from late January of this year, there's a gap fill down at 32.99 that would be the next support. You know, it would say support. I think gaps want to fill. In gaps, about 22% of the time act as support resistance. So I'm just going to plot this real quick. As the gap, man. Right there. I mean, it's between 34.53. You know, I mean, to me, like, people talk about, oh, well, the gap's right here, man. Yeah, that would fill the gap. But it's like, well, you got to think about a gap, right? I mean, wouldn't it be where the trader settled up and then you just gap down? Wouldn't it be to fill the gap genuinely? It would be to where the candle closed on Friday, October 23rd. So right there. We will see. This is just a time of volatility, which is probably the centerpiece of conversation. Right? Congratulations on the S&P closing above the February high. That desperately had to happen. That's great. Let's see if we can get some follow-through price action on maybe turnaround Tuesday, right? But this is it right here. This is, while you're here, the volatility index. Yeah, it had some selling, whatever, but this is kind of nuts, man. I mean, you had somewhat of a breakout, technical breakout. If you look left, there's a bunch of times in history this asset tests 31.20 and fails and sells off, and just kind of locally you see support, resistance, 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 right? You broke that today. Also, it's really crazy, man, that you got like momentum shifting structure, like inverse head and shoulder. I don't really know the neckline. It's kind of scuffed there, but that's what it looks like. And you know, 24.90 to 26.30, anytime we look at this, it's been regarded as support. Like you sprung and you back tested the spring for a good month, good 30 days above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Right, if you just look left, I can just show you this 31.20 right here, back from 2016, back from October 2014. Look at this, back from March of 2011. These are all resistances. October 2009. I mean, these are technically up thrusts too. Up thrusts, you never could sustain price above it at all, ever. Like in one day, it runs up and then dumps. Okay, so look back here, 2005. You're getting that. So that is a crazy area where, really in history, look, back in 1999, the same 31.20 area, all right? So think about it. For the first time in kind of history, the volatility index has been regarding the 24.90, 26.30 area as support, because it's always been resistance, both of these areas, and then you pull back. So let's see if how long 31.20, the VIX will be above 31.20, and that's the big question. So we've got earnings on deck. You got Apple reporting tomorrow, and then the other ones like Apple, Amazon, and Google. I think they're all reporting on Thursday. So monkey ass on that, man. That's gonna be wild. You know, Microsoft down like 3% today. A lot. I mean, they all kind of got hit pretty hard. Tesla held up through the storm. I think it was only down about maybe less than 1%. So I thought that was kind of surprising. Yeah, inverse head and shoulders on the VIX. But dude, come on. I mean, like, it's the VIX, dude. I mean, I don't even know how does it work, right? How does, like, you know, TA, technical analysis, really work on this thing? It's just like, what happened, man? I think it was the scare of the lockdowns right, in Europe that's like France, Poland, Italy and Spain are all talking about, yeah, man, if this thing doesn't get better this week, it's done, man. We're gonna lock down. I mean, that's what happens when governments have a lot of power like that. They can just shut down the economy. But I'll tell you this, man, the cure better be, or the cure better be, right? What is it? What's the saying, man? Better than the cause. What is it? It better not be worse than the cause, right? The shutdowns can't, the damage of the shutdowns cannot exceed the damage that COVID's going to cause to the humans, right? So that's kind of where, like, it's getting kind of weird now, because there are big economic effects happening because of all these shutdowns. And if you shut down again, I mean, capitalism is getting hurt so bad because it's not the big companies that have been consolidating for 10, 20, 30, 50 years. It's the small companies, right? It's the mom and pops. And I think entrepreneurship is a foundational pillar of capitalism. And when you kill that, man, no competition left, right? So yeah, so it's not, the big companies can weather this storm, these lockdowns, the loss of revenue, all that. A lot of smaller companies cannot. So, 99% recovery rate, but no, that's none of our business, okay? Yes, 200,000 dead. There was nothing that could be done about that, really. I mean, if nothing was done, there'd be over 1 million people dead. So, yeah. I mean, like, it happens, man. There was the China virus, okay? So, supercharged China virus. So, volatility index, S&P 500, Bitcoin. We can look at real quick at gold, that is surprisingly held pretty strong today. And that's kind of a good sign, isn't it? Let's see. Let's just look at the GLD today, whatever. Got a pretty clean chart. All right, so what did it do? It ended up only down 0.05%. At one point, it was just flat. It didn't do anything. So it pretty much didn't move, and I think that's pretty good. I mean, and I say that because if you remember when volatility really picked up early this year, February, March, it was dumping tremendously. It was dumping just like equities. It was dumping just like the 10-year yields. It was dumping just like Bitcoin, just like silver, just like everything but the DXY that was pumping. So no cash grab yet, right? The panic isn't really there quite yet. So thinking gold is fine technically until it falls below 174 to 175.50. If you look left, what is that? Steel cage, strong support, you would think. Peaks from November 2011, February 2012, October 2012. So all is well until that breaks. And if that breaks, man, oh yeah, you might be in a lot of trouble, but it held up. Good. Silver's kind of the same thing today. Just drinking my coffee, man. Do that coffee thing. Alright, so there's not much of a structure here unless you want to call it a bear flag or something. Yeah, not too much. I mean, we could try to plot like is it a downsloping channel or a descending broadening wedge? Just trying to make sense of where the cylinders are. I mean, that or you just anchor 1 and 2 here, and then it is descending. But I do like the respect of the heart line there. Oh, look at the support, resistance. Okay, so just keep it like that. It's in a downtrend. It had a nice bounce off what? Very critical support back from 2008, I think. 2008, March 2008, man. That very, very large peak. That's where you got some bids, but it's not gone very far since the bounce. And clearly, until you break the supply line up here, 2450 or so, still just probably correcting. Gold and silver have been in a correction for going on 3 months now in an otherwise very, very bullish trend. Remember this one on SLV was a major falling wedge, broke out, COVID crash, and the rally, man.
Is that a joint?
Happy Monday. Hello to everyone except Phil. Upside down face.
Dang, Phil, get wrecked, dude. Thanks for the 42619. Much appreciated. Getting us started with a joint, man. An Elon. So that's you know, we can go into individual assets. We can also just go into the index funds like Dow Jones. Okay, look at this, man. Very interesting what happened here. Wow, what a bounce, and kind of a typical, like, oh, if it's gonna bounce anywhere, it would be here. Why? 27,400. Look left. That is a potential reversal area. It's a congestion area, right? June 9th, that was a peak for reversal. It was a valley before a huge bounce in December 2019. It was a peak before a huge reversal, July 2019. That's it, man. So to bounce there is not weird at all. So this uptrend is still sustained. Let me extend this out a little bit. Yeah, haven't quite gotten down to the demand line of the trend you're in, the uptrend. So no edge either. At some point, I guess, like if it really starts catching bids and we start losing that negative momentum, you could try to argue and say hidden bullish divergence on the floor at some point. So uptrend is there, but major double top, potential double top, right? It's not even a confirmed double top until it breaks 26,514. That's going to take a lot of selling, and it will be. I will be very. I mean, just based on the technicals, it should be extremely difficult to break all this, because this is like. Kind of like Bitcoin, the path of least resistance is up, not down. There is far greater support on the Dow Jones than there is resistance above you. Look at all this. I mean, this should be like steel wall support. You know, peak, the Trump bump peak, January 2018, the peak September 2018, right? April 2019, over and over and over. That's a lot of support, man. So, all gonna depend. I mean, I don't even know if it'll depend on the election. I mean, and everyone and their mama is pretty much kind of assuming that there's going to be a crash. It's going to, it's going to be terrible. And we know that just based on how much money's sitting on the sidelines. What is it, like 15 to 17 trillion dollars in money market accounts and savings accounts? People are waiting, man. There's so much money on the sidelines though. Cash. You know what cash is, right? It's an asset, almost a dead asset at this point. It's getting obliterated. It didn't do anything today. It barely got any pump. Let's look at the Dixie. Does look look at the daily here. Interesting. Look at this. Sprung. Is that? I mean, that definitely is a support from 2015 and 2016 that you are right at. So, I mean, we knew that, like, the descending broadening wedge, you got the correction, the 50% from this previous high to low, got a 50% correction before reversing beautifully, but not making lower lows anymore. So it could just be starting to develop some sort of channel. That's okay. Look, in downtrends, accumulation can still occur. I mean, there was technically accumulation here, with minor accumulation. Nothing here. It was just kind of sideways, triple top, double top. And you've got no confirmation high, right? So, I mean, you could always pivot and rally and double top or make a slightly higher high to test, like, $95. I mean, that is always a possibility. So, I don't know. How could we interpret this? Is that a pivot point now? Let's see what happens. That's pretty freaking good, man. Look, now 1 and 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, 2 on the top, right? So 4 touches. You're just in a methodical consolidation period after a major markdown in price. Wow. No big deal. And if, technically, if 35 minutes to go till the close, it could be a daily bullish engulfing candle. All right. Not much help on the oscillators. I don't think that's pretty much nothing. Okay, I'm not looking at that as anything. You could try to say from this low to this low is a convergence, whatever, man. I don't see much of a, any kind of edge for reversal, but it's a DXY anyway. Hey, guess what? Hey, we just did a little education on a bullish pin bar at the beginning of the stream. Well, lo and behold, here is a gorgeous textbook example of the bullish pin bar, right? A large wick to the bottom. And how do you know it's a bullish pin bar? The wick must double the size of the body of the pin bar, right? So this this is it's quadruples, triples it, right? And then you must have a small wick on the top, and you must be confined, the body of the candle must be confined within the previous candle. Beautiful example of a bullish pin bar. Look what manifested from it. A reversal, man. So Bitcoin did that on the 4 hour. So always strongest when you see it on the daily, of course. A bullish pin bar where? A bullish pin bar at a critical ice line, May of 2016. Is that it? That's a big upthrust area, man. 2004, 2005. Look at that, man. 2003. That's it, man. So that's kind of how one can play Japanese candlesticks, right? Say there's already a Bulkowski pattern at an ice line. You know, it's like, okay, you got the descending broadening wedge, okay, or whatever, you know, that pattern that developed. And then you have maybe bullish divergence. Then you have an ice line. And then on the daily, a bullish Japanese candlestick reversal occurs. That's the buying signal. That's like the area where people can enter trades. Okay, so great stuff, man. Thank you so much, DXY, for furthering our education. That's what we're here, kind of, right?
Bruh.
Empowering others. Pulling people up on the table, dude. Okay. So we can look at... I don't want to look at that. I haven't looked at that today myself, even. Well, I mean, it's the same effing thing. It's the bearish shark that has now achieved the bullish 5-0 PCZ, pattern completion zone. So if one was to trade, I mean, this is it. This is where, like, we had the arrow down like this, and then you at that point you have the reversal to the upside. This is it, Larry. This is it. You don't know if you're going to catch the bids. You just don't know. But just so you can see, like, for the sake of education, right? It's always that. Just so you can see what I'm talking about, man. Let me look for it. I'm looking for the KC Stubbs one. I think that one's more difficult to find. Oh man, where is it? I just need to make these. Someone brought that up to me like on a Saturday night or something. They made a really cool schematic for me. What are they called? The I can't remember the word. Someone brought it up. I thought it was awesome. Let's see. It's helpful for this stuff. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Bullish 5-0. I'm like looking on Google too. Oh, found it. Found it, man. Alright, so here's the thing though. The sharks, they can, you know, the PCZs of these sharks can be either 113% retraces or they can be 88% retraces. So you know, when it sells off, a 50% retrace is the entry area for a bullish 5-0. And that's exactly where you are from your lowest point, how you anchor with your Fibonacci from your lowest point to the peak, from the reversal. That's it, 50%. You're at it. So this is it, Larry. I mean, this is like but the thing is, it's all about probabilities. It's not a certainty at all that this will play out. It's just, it's fun to monitor this stuff, and it's technical analysis, man. That's how it works, okay? Wave analysis. Google censored it, man. Yeah, dude. They're coming for our harmonics. What are we gonna do? What's up, MK, man? Where'd you go, dude? You were gone forever. I don't know what happened to you, man. I don't know, man. I mean, like, you can say all you want that the weekly looks better on the DXY, but if you zoom out, like, that doesn't look very good to me. All right, an asset of any kind that goes from a major high to a low has a very nice 62% to 50% retrace from that high to low, and double tops there with bearish divergence just doesn't seem very good to me, man. All right, and you're talking consecutive lower highs too throughout that history, man. 1986. So, all right. I mean, to me, on the weekly, what does that daily look like? Hold on a sec. Let me make it visible on the weekly so you can see it real nice. My God, it looks like a disgusting little bear flag going on. And a downtrend. That's what it looks like to me, man. But hey, could be wrong. Yeah, let's just see. The US dollar, is it a great thing? No, I mean, what they're printing. Remember, the stat, dude, 22% of the money that exists, right, since the inception of the US dollar was 22% was created this year alone. That is stupid. This thing shouldn't be bullish. This thing shouldn't perform well, just knowing that alone, okay? My God, I got some breakfast today. You can talk about inflation already going on. I mean, I went to Waffle House today with Ninja Girl, and we got like bacon and eggs and a sausage and just like, that's it, man. $36 with a tip. $36 for almost nothing, dude. That, I mean, okay, let's go US dollar, dude. It's here. The inflation's already here, man. And it's gonna get worse. I don't know how is it gonna get better. They doing something magical with the US dollar to make it worth more now? Anyway, Qs, man. This would be the area. This would be it. All right. Could go lower. I've seen. I mean, you can see these harmonics go to 618. You know, one of the cryptos did that this summer. While the other one didn't. The one went to 50% and boom, like went insanely high. Like I think it was IOTA. Okay. Bearish divergence on the weekly on the S&P 500. Well, man, I mean, go in the chat. I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely awful. And locally, you made technically a lower high than the previous high. So, yeah, it's just, if you look at the weekly, we know if this week, you know, we get a close below 33.86, the high from January, that we somehow miraculously got back above today. And earnings will do it. Earnings could easily destroy us and get us below the February high. If we break it, your target's 32.13. I mean, that is pretty extreme. That is extremely clear and concise bearish divergence. Undeniable. Well, let's see how it plays out. Let's see how it plays out. A long way to fall. The uptrend that goes back to 2009 need a long way to come down to 27, 29. You know, just modestly speaking. About who knows how long it would take to get there. But this is the week where it could start. It very well could start this week if earnings don't go well for the mega caps that are all reporting. So that are the drivers of this market that save the market on the recovery this year. It's on the monthly too. Good. Oh my God. Dude.
Appreciate all the education, sir. Can you tell me what your thoughts are on Apple?
Serious, sir. We'll look at it. Thank you, Kelsey, for the $4.99 super chat. Yeah, it's extreme. It's extreme monthly bearish divergence on this RSI. Not so much on the MACD at all. It's not there. It's okay.
AMD crossed the river pattern, correct? Broke it Friday and is holding thus far going into ER. Your boy in long and strong. Kings to the king. May God bless Lisa, the CEO of AMD. Dude. Smiling face with hearts.
Here's AMD's earnings, okay? Creeks, Wyckoff, doesn't matter on that day, okay? Here it is, okay? This is what AMD is going to do on earnings. That, okay? 50% chance of a dump, 50% chance of a pump. I mean, it could obviously like do nothing too, which is the best case scenario. I mean, like, yeah, a pump's great, then that leaves a gap. If it's not a breakaway gap, then it's an everyday gap, and there's like a 67, 70+% chance of a gap fill. So is it really that great? No, like doing nothing, surviving earnings like Tesla did is the best case scenario. So it lets like all the technical analysis continue to play out and all that. So yeah, man, but don't bank on any creek crossing in in a rectangular range give you any false sense of hope. It's always a coin flip. Okay. So major 1, 2, 3, I guess maybe quadruple RSI bearish divergence going on if this peaks out here. Okay, so all that bearish, this is what's kind of scary here, all right? We got all this bearish divergence on the RSI on the monthly. We have dark cloud cover, Japanese candlestick reversal here on the monthly. On the monthly with 3 days now. 3 days and 22 hours. Where at one point last week or whatever, I guess this month, we were at 35.49. We were at all-time highs. But we could not hold on to any of them. And look at us now. About to go red. 3 days. That means... wow. I mean, earnings is coming out. Okay, so the earnings for the mega caps on the 29th. And tomorrow, and it's this like 27th through 29th will be occurring. So this candle could very well be much different. It probably will be much different than we're looking at right now, based on volatility and how it works. So that's a really bad combination, man. That's a super scary combination on the monthly chart. Bitcoin's inverse, literally the inverse of scary, technically. I mean, this is where it's like screaming, it's screeching at the top of its lungs, reversals coming soon, very soon. Okay, within the next 5-6 months, big bearish reversal to downside with that, and then the weekly. So the weekly, the monthly look pretty awful for the index funds, but how hilarious it is that Bitcoin looks ready to, I mean, if it closes today, it's the second highest level of all time where traders settle up after a 2.5 year consolidation structure. I mean, oh my God, right? Like, how does that happen where Bitcoin goes on an insane multi-year uptrend based on what's happening here, and the S&P 500 doesn't? That's what's weird. That's going to be really weird if that happens, right? How? People are talking about it's coupled up. It's decoupled now. I mean, it's so decoupled, right? If we just go from one monthly chart to the other. I just love it, man. It was like the NASDAQ today, which, mega cap, I mean, the Qs, right? They all outperformed the S&P 500. Just very similar to what happened in March and April, right? They had much shallower retraces. During the crash, the drawdown wasn't near as bad as the S&P and Dow Jones. And then like Bitcoin outperformed the NASDAQ and the Qs. So Bitcoin killed it today. And I think that's really, really impressive and pretty uncommon. We don't see that very often. Everything kind of changed for Bitcoin ever since Square, man. Square acquiring $50 million worth of Bitcoin, and then PayPal last week, adopting cryptocurrency as something that's tradable on their platform soon, or already available for a lot of people. That's changed the game. And it's a freaking self-fulfilling prophecy. It's unreal, where it's like, go figure, man, that just last week, sorry, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we had the technical re-breakout of the three gorgeous dam resistance, right? Where traders set it up February 2018, June of 2019, July 2019, the up thrust, the premature breakout we got in August of this year. But last week, we broke out very quietly. Shh, don't say much about it, man. Well, we covered it. We were live when it closed. And then last week, we back tested what was once resistance as support, and got the huge markup in price. And that's technically what should happen on breakouts this significant. But it came from a catalyst with PayPal. You're just looking spectacular. You're at like 69 on the RSI on the weekly. The monthly's not overbought. 3 month looks even better. The upside potential looks very good on Bitcoin, but you just don't know, man. Like, what if, cash grab happens again? The cash grab, where everyone panics, hedge funds and institutions deleverage. It could very well kill Bitcoin too, but I think it's kind of eye-opening to look at the significant time scales of the index funds versus Bitcoin, they are literally the inverse, absolute inverse right now. Okay. Visuals asking, do I think we will see 12.5 before breaking? Well, remember, do I think there are no variables indicating that that's going to happen, but we know that a back test of even 11,463 in the weekly wouldn't be weird. I mean, even though we technically just did it, right? We did break it 2 weeks ago, then last week we back tested it. So, but then like you got the candle close, and normally after the candle close of the breakout, I don't know, that makes it right there kind of. You don't have to here, but 12,500, very real possible. You were so close anyway. You were only about $275 away from it earlier today. So, but then again, it's like the upsloping flag held. How the heck did the upsloping flag hold of this momentum-driven asset class and a bullish pin bar appeared at the bottom of it? I mean, it's so impressive, man. You've got to be very, very impressed by Bitcoin today. How it just lapped at the stock market. And look at it, man. You haven't broken a no damage done. Still inside consolidation. So, right, if this bullish pin bar is real, then we would run up and test 13,425 before testing 12,500. That's real. So let's see if the 4-hour bullish pin bar will actually play out. We could do a straw poll on that. That'd be a pretty fun straw poll. Let's do that. Well, I don't know, man. Should we do a straw poll? I think I'm shadow banned today, so nah, screw it, dude. Let's not do it. I'm not doing a straw poll. Whatever, man. Can't help it when Google's just stupid, man, right? Let me confirm that. I'm almost certain I'm shadow banned. I am 150% shadow banned on YouTube today. And that kills my viewership. My concurrent viewership just like gets cut in half or more. So, whatever, man. Thanks YouTube and Google for sucking real bad. Can't get your break, dude. Yep, try to ban hard. I know. So, just think about you. Do your own effing poll, right? Do your own effing poll on the pin bar. If the pin bar plays out, chances are you're going up to 13,000. The top of the flag. The consolidation structure that we've been in since it started its development October 21st, all right? So that's it, man. You should break the heart line of it, and then you'll test 13,200 again and rally to see 13.4-ish, all right? That is it. So I don't know, man. Like, what is there to do now? You know, we've covered Bitcoin, the S&P 500, Dow Jones. I think the Qs, the monthly, the weeklies. I mean, we can look at I guess Ethereum. Shadow band sucks. All right, so this flag here devastated. Right, with Bitcoin sell off, this is the problem with This is a certain problem with the altcoin market, and it always has been and always probably will be, where Bitcoin barely moves down. It doesn't have a very severe move down, but the altcoins are so sensitive, man. They're like little SJWs, they're little snowflakes here, man. They just can't handle it, man. They just sell off so hard, they lose so much of their value on any whiff of volatility. It's pathetic, all right? So what has it done? It's back testing the way I perceive to be the sell wall of the ascending triangle. And that's it. Huge. This is kind of a bullish hammer. You can't call this a pin bar. It's a red hammer, so it's not a very strong one. The hidden bullish divergence is, as long as you can hold above, I think, $389. You're technically okay, so it's just barely hanging on compared to Bitcoin. And the negative momentum, you knew it could keep building, and that was the idea yesterday. No matter what, as long as the pivot point happens above 367, you're gonna get inevitable hidden bullish divergence in the 4 hour and pending price action continuation in the upside. So you got hit hard. You're at 34.81 on the RSI. Man, no, what happened? It was right after Trading View. Good one, dude. I mean, it was right after the first target of the trade setup. Ugh, dude, everything sucks, man. You can't do anything without this crap just sucking, man. Yeah, everything beep. Everything can just shut up. No, nothing. The play buttons are broken on TradingView. Nice. Whatever, dudes. Okay, you get what I'm saying though. This asset from here ran up and hit that $416 area, and then sold off, and now is back testing that area of let's see, 389 as support. So that's okay. If you one would have taken profit, one's still in it, and waiting on more data on a bounce, look low, a higher low, a higher low, and hopefully a higher low holding support here. You got to, man. Otherwise, I mean, below 389, probably just going to come back right down to 366 again. So this is it, man. It's kind of now or never for Ethereum for its continuation of this really nice uptrend and breakout of the major consolidation structure, the ascending triangle, confirmed ascending triangle, now back testing. Okay, and it's that way across the board, except on Binance Coin, which is so exceptional. Oh, nice. The looks like the Europeans got some sort of their own daylight savings time. Good, man. Good to hear. Very good. GBTC holding on today too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's fine. Well, it's just following Bitcoin, and Bitcoin outperformed all the index funds and everything. So yeah, man, let's look at it real quick. I'm just looking at this on the daily, but yeah, just held on. I mean, it got to stay above 1371 here. I don't think it really matters, man. Like, this is just you use this tool, or this is an investing tool, or a tool to have capital free, no capital gains on the trade, right? Where this would be traded in the Roth IRA. I don't know, man. Like, I guess one can own it. This is good for maybe boomers that don't have crypto exchanges, right? It's good for maybe one's parents, getting them into it so they don't have to open a Coinbase account or whatever, a Deribit, any kind of exchange. So but it looked so good. It looked better than spot at the time down here, right? So yeah, down. It didn't do anything today. It actually closed where it opened. 0.00% change on the day, above, I guess, a critical support, which is what I would think maybe would be the neckline of this complex inverse head and shoulders, or three rising valleys, whatever you can call it. Stay above 1371. Everything else will play out where it will eventually see 1685. And it does need to break above 1490, otherwise you run the risk of a double top. That's very possible. Yeah, Ethereum, got wrecked. Yeah, after people took profit, it was looking fine, and then the index funds went berserk today. All right. Berserk, and this is a good reason why. The VIX at one point was up 22%, man. Hadn't seen a day like that since September 4th, and that's September 4th, worst day. That the Dow Jones today had its worst day since September 4th, and the S&P was, I think, in late August or something like that. So, Apple, yeah, my bad, dude, my bad. Sorry, we were on a roll, dude. We were on a roll. Apple, the request. Yep. Wow, man. How did it do that? It fell below the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders. Could never catch enough bids to run up to fill the gap, nor to hit the measured move. Somehow, on the 4 hour, bullishly engulfed. And very well, if this gets followed, if the bullish engulfing candle here gets followed through price action, then you run the chance of maybe showing hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, where you make a low on price. you make a higher low on price. Barely. It's almost the same, right? But with lower levels on the oscillator. So impending price action continuation, the upside maybe is being implied on Apple, but it won't mean jack. Do you hear me? This will not mean anything because their earnings are tomorrow and it could just kill it, where we just get a major gap down because it was expected that they had great numbers, but it doesn't matter because it was expected they were supposed to do well, right? And then we just looked at the monthly and the weekly on the index funds, and this is like the driver of the index fund. So if this dumps, man, that's what's going to get you down to much lower prices on the S&P 500 and Dow Jones and NASDAQ and Qs, whatever. Well, there you go, Trent, man. Just add it. Oops, sorry. Throw it into the bucket, man. Throw it into the cake baking basket or sheet pan. Okay, so good luck. Very much so. Good luck on Apple. Good luck on Microsoft, Amazon, Google. But they all had bad days today. So nothing matters. They report tomorrow, I believe, after the bell. This was kind of no man's land where it reversed. Yeah, it didn't even make a 78% retrace. It was close. But just a big dump today and then a little recovery. Okay. Well, the thing is, it was like, yeah, there could be bearish divergence, but like, there was no waning negative momentum. It was very hard to tell when it was going to start playing out. It was just a nasty move down, down around 3%. I believe Google is on. Yeah, they're also on Thursday. Okay, reporting. So didn't quite make that deeper retrace, but was close. So it was weird. You were falling below critical support resistance from July, and you closed above it today. But you know, not that great, man. Yeah, there's probably just this channel, you know, an upsloping channel we could plot on Google now. Right, something like this. Yeah. Maybe buying climax, and yeah, this is how it, you know, reversals start. You're on the other side of the fence of momentum, so there could be a correction. If you can't, like, you know, if earnings come out and it's bad and we don't start roaring to the upside, yeah, man, you make it a lower high. That's like lower highs, major lower highs, or we really start dumping again. That's, hey, we're in a correction. That's when you start plotting anchor 1 and 2, and you start plotting anchor 3, and it's just a huge downsloping structure until you break that supply line. Okay, so I don't know if it's there yet, but we're gonna probably I think we will certainly have a lot more clarity after this week of where this market's headed. Well, that's nice, John Candlewick. If you can learn to create a state of mind that is not affected by the market's behavior, the struggle will cease to exist. By good old boy Mark Douglas. We love him big time. All right. Hello, Bueller. Dead streamer. Okay. I don't know what do y'all even want anymore, right? We can look at an asset that got obliterated. It's like, I think it's on the DAX. Well, I think it's on the New York Stock Exchange, but it's also on the DAX. But look at this, man. It's terrible. Bad earnings. Real bad earnings. Down 23% at the lowest point, 24%. And that drove down the entire DAX. So gross. I mean, that was just a notable loser today, where it was like, it's a German business software company cut its outlook due to prolonged work-from-home measures from COVID-19. American depository receipts of SAP were down 23%. Yep, and they cut their profit and sales outlook as a weaker than expected recovery in business travel has hurt its Concur expense management service, also because of its move to cloud-based services. SAP said it expects software licenses revenue to continue to trend lower from 2020 levels. Get wrecked, man. And let me show you something. Let me show you the DAX. It reminds me of like a poor man's Dow Jones Industrials, whatever. The DAX. Look at how gorgeous this Head and Shoulders is, man. And it's not the first gorgeous textbook Head and Shoulders that's appeared on this index fund. This is like, people are like, can you show me a Head and Shoulders example? I'm like, yeah, I go to the DAX. Okay, look at this, man. Go to the daily. It's to Jesus, man. All right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's the neckline. You broke the neckline. Where'd you go? You went right down to the 100% measured move of the structure before bouncing to the upside. And look at that, so visible. Look at that, man. Head and Shoulders breakout down 3 point, almost 4% today, man. It's awful. So downside, you'd think in time the DAX would hit 11,859. Get wrecked. I mean, there's like kind of there's a couple valleys, but it's very rare for this to pivot and rally in between 11.8 and 12.3. So that's where you think we're going to be going to on the DAX. All right. Yeah, chart art or chart. Perfect. Yeah, so technicals don't look good. P ratios are, I think we're hitting levels from the tech bubble 2000. So, but it's just so weird, man. It's just like, how do you get it out of your head that that's happening and then Bitcoin looks so phenomenal on the most significant timescales? What's going to happen, man? How in the world does the S&P actually go bearish into a bear trend and Bitcoin goes in a multi-year uptrend? That would be nuts. Okay, I've been live for about an hour, man, so it's probably going to be a short one. When I'm shadow banned, like, what's the point, dude? That's like, hey, man, so much fun being shadow banned where, like, over half your subscribers don't even know you're live, and they can't even find you in the feed, and no one could find you if they wanted to, if they're a new viewer, if they're searching for Bitcoin Live. It's just not going to happen. It's just, like, stupid. It's, like, futility involved. So... But, I mean, again, right now Bitcoin looks great on the 4 hour. I was going to do a poll, but it doesn't matter. Bullish pin bar on the last 4 hour candle, back testing the demand line of the upsloping flag. Could be a high and tight bull flag and a parabolic run. Too good, man. Too freaking good. Same with Binance. Everything else looks pretty rough, man. Like, look at Litecoin. Look, it hit the target of the trade setup, sold off, but look what it did. It formed in its own way a bullish pin bar. Good old Litecoin. Following Bitcoin, at least in terms of the Japanese candlestick. So, not much help on the oscillators, really. I mean, you could argue, hey, maybe we got some sort of upsloping flag now, a source of consolidation. Let's see. Same thing, right? Yeah, kind of like that. It's got the same structure, kind of. It's a little weird, but it's getting super buggy, man. So let's see if it holds. You know, the first target, right? Litecoin. I mean, this was one from September 3rd. Here it is. Right, it played out. The other, it won't play out because everything sucks, man. I don't know. You know, first target hit, third or second, or first target hit, second, third. You still have yet to hit those. A and C, and let's look for a pivot. Waiting on more levels to take profit. That's it. Good luck, Bitcoin or Litecoin. XRP, sorry, dude. What a scrub. You just can't. There's no bids. There's not enough demand. No one wants this crap. I mean, clearly. It could, I guess, make a higher low than the previous low, but how many higher lows have to happen on this trash before it breaks the upside? What a sad underperformer. Bitcoin is like, okay, much higher highs than the previous highs from last year. This crap can't even catch a bid from the 2020 highs, man. Imagine actually giving a crap about this asset. XRP, man. It's so bad. Hey, I get it, man. Hey, you want to invest in it, wait for the IPO, because they're trying to do that, all right? There's nothing to say that, I mean, hey, you can show all the bullish structures you want, but if you know historically since the great FOMO of 2017, it always underperforms other altcoins and Bitcoin. Why even mess with it? Why not just go to another asset that outperforms and does well? And the trades do play out very well all the time, right? Good luck, XRP, as you're stuck at like less than 25 cents. How many times, dude? But yeah, man, like it's not to say, like I'm talking all this crap, and it's not to say it can't just break to the upside as Bitcoin right now is breaking the upside. XRP's doing nothing, man. Literally nothing. Just sitting there. Yeah, so you could say, hey, man, it's an even stronger accumulation structure. Who cares? Because it's going to underperform other coins. So why not just play those? Why play this? Just don't understand. More futility. So let's go back to the asset that actually is doing something, that's performing. It's actually up on the day with the S&P. It's almost hard to believe the S&P is doing what it's doing, and for how long it's been coupled up. It's now decoupled pretty much completely from the S&P 500. And that might change tomorrow or the next day or on earnings with all the tech stocks, the mega caps. But for now, certainly decoupled today. Look at this, 13,072, less than 1 hour to go until your daily candle close. If Bitcoin somehow in 57 minutes closes above 13,120-ish, it could technically be a bullish engulfing, which seems surreal. Like, how could it even happen, man? I just don't know. Bullish pin bar is your friend. Extended amounts of negative momentum. Let's start waning. Let's lose it. Let's go back to positive. Build another insane island of positive Momo. And then let's break and eventually see 13,869 to close the month. Because that is, on the monthly, the highest level of all time where traders have settled up right here. 13,869. Let's match it or break it. Wow, that'd be nuts. It's possible. It's possible. These upswing flags and parabolic runs make themselves very, very evident, real, and it might just be lack of supply. So people are expecting, right? They expect, a lot of y'all expect and want a back test of 12,500. But will the composite man give you that opportunity? I don't know if he will. He may not. You had too much time. You had literally 2.5 years to get prices below this 11,463. Mysteries abound, man. Yeah, you're begging for it, dude. Everyone wants it so bad. They want it more than anything. So the more people want something, the, is it gonna happen? Goodness, what a day. I friggin' hate YouTube. But anyway, back to a Kang, man. I mean, this is great. Like, the trade setup for BNB, it is yet to begin. I mean, it's going, dude. You get some scariness today, but the outperformance of even Bitcoin itself, the outperformance of every single crypto today, it's including Monero, which has been killing it. Where we think Monero could eventually see $300 for a common retrace on the monthly. Right? An outperformer, which is Monero, is getting outperformed by Binance itself. So let's go back testing the high from October 18th. Broke it last 4-hour candle, now back testing and holding support. So it's soon time to go it probably will if Bitcoin catches some bids, right? Because if Bitcoin's doing not much of anything, just barely hanging on of that structure, and BNB is outperforming, you would imagine how well it's going to do if Bitcoin actually hits the top of the flag again around 13,400. So 3.5%, and it could go a lot higher if this is the TA is to be respected here. Bullish convergence, the momentum shifting structure. I need to figure out what to be for Halloween. Man, only have 4 or 5 days left. I don't know, dude. I've been so many different things, you know, from different fantasies and worlds, you know, so space worlds and like medieval magic worlds, you know, been all kinds of things. So I'm running out of ideas, man. No, crypto, I don't think so. I don't know. You might have to. I thought you were talking about like if you are in the U.S., you can extract, but you cannot do anything. You can't add or whatever if you're American. What was the Bitcoin night last year? Oh, what's up, Jur?
Phillips on Amsterdam Stock Exchange. Huge inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. Patreon love.
Thank you, Yer, for the $6.98 contribution, man. 100% crowdsourced stream, no advertisements, no affiliate marketing, just your support. Thank you, dude. Kind of a little late, I guess. Oh, you're talking. Oh, okay. This is kind of a weird spot to have it, though, right? You want inverse head and shoulders to show up after big sell-offs, right? Not like major runs. It's not to say it can't happen, but I don't know if I look at it so much like that. That's crazy. Let's go to the weekly. Start it out. All right, unknown chart to me. So you got your kind of IPO all-time high level 2002, 2007 before the crash, and now we're well above that. Man, this has been a terrible investment, right? Looks like a mega like broadening or ascending broadening wedge or something, right? Big supply line up there. Oh no, it's like a right angled and ascending broadening formation. Uh-oh. It's not really a bullish structure, man. So a convergence and nice bullish rate is bound to go positive again, right? I don't see much opportunity on the weekly. I don't think that's an inverse head and shoulders. And if it is, hey, great, but that's not where you look for inverse head and shoulders. You look for inverse head and shoulders after, you know, an uptrend, and then it dumps, and it messes around, and then you, right? You're looking for inverse head and shoulders after big drawdowns. This doesn't exist there. That's like at the top, right? So I don't know, man, because if we fail to hit this $49.50 area again, these are bearish structures, okay? This is a bearish structure that's been in development since 2017. I don't really like it. It looks like almost a quadruple top going on, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You can't break that high. 43.77, that's Stonewall. No thanks, man. But hey, you are able to do your thing, man. If you think it is one, by all means, don't let me stop you from doing whatever you want, man. I don't really know how much I like it. Right? Does that make sense? I'm good, man. It's got 2 million volume and just I don't know how much opportunity I see here, right? Maybe if it ever came down to backtest $35 and showed bullish divergence at that ice line, I'd really dig it, but I don't think you have that opportunity coming anytime soon. So that would be the best value area. And if you can ever break above $45 for real and back test it as support, then maybe it might be a long for, you know, breakout. But you're not breaking anything. You haven't broken anything. Okay. Ethereum 2.0 finally ships. Get wrecked, dude.
Bruh.
Wow. So we can just screw around and look around the markets. Like Monero, that was down like everything else, is now up almost 1%. So great recovery occurring. That mega beautiful daily bull pull bull flag was going on. You broke out of it a few days ago, and you're above a very critical $130 area. If you go back, I think you have to go maybe the weekly to see it. Yes, the weekly is where I plotted this 130. Very quiet and sneaky. Look left. It's the high point where traders settled up at their highest point of all time at that time, August of 2017. You're above that. So you broke out very quietly, kind of like Bitcoin broke its own Three Gorges Dam. This broke out last week, and now it's back tested 130 as support, and it was going, and then volatility, Bitcoin sold off a little bit, and everything freaked out. But now it's starting to climb again up almost 1% now. So that's a mega area to stay above, where you think the well, I mean, there's kind of a, you know, it dumped, it created a swing, it rallied. This is not much of a resistance, but it is there. It is where traders set it up July 2nd, 2018, that week. Tested it and pulled back. So if you could ever break 137, I mean, there's the next area where traders set it up, you know, like, I mean, that high point's 268. But remember, this is much greater. What's going on, you have to go to the monthly, kind of like Bitcoin, to see how amazing this could be in time. In months, a mega, oh, this is all log scale, mega double bottom. In 5 days from now, say Monero closes above 120, it will be a confirmed breakout, and we would finally be able to call this a confirmed double bottom pattern, where this pattern, if it's actually going to play out, and it's going to usher in just a common retrace, which we get on traditional assets all the time, from the highest point to the lowest point, a common retrace of between 38% and 61.8%, 197 to 304, so $200 to $300. If you wanted to do a 100% measure move, we certainly could do that. It's going to line up just like somewhere in the golden zones where it's going to be, right? Yep, just slightly above the 382. 100% measure moves, $205 on Monero. Clip this, man.
Bruh.
We'll clip it months ago when I was analyzing doing the same analysis months ago. It just had not breaking out yet. It was just potential. So now it's actually going to be real, maybe. Okay. Oh man, come on Binance, see if you can get us to $35. Yeah, I kind of worry about this one because X, A, B, C, D stuff, you're getting to that deep retrace territory, but maybe you can engulf here on the weekly and break this high from September 7th that week. You get the rally. I don't know, man. Hey, anyone remember this? The ascending triangle? That's how it all kind of started, man. It was gorgeous, and it even broke out, hit the measure move, and then sold off to back test what was once resistance as support before going much, much higher. You have to be around for a little bit longer than a month to, being in this community to remember that. So, but at least on the 4 hour, could be a swing trade that is starting to wake up, man. We're up nearly 4% near the highs of the day, or earlier, I think this morning it was at 31.43 its highest point. So 45 minutes till daily's close, the Bitcoin's daily close, the whole cryptosphere's daily close. Okay. DKNG talking about DraftKings. Unfortunately, DraftKings broke a demand line, a historical demand line, a couple days ago or today. DraftKings, man, not good at all. Let me show you here, okay? You go out. This is the lifespan of this asset, okay? Anchor point 1 on the bottom, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top, 2 on the top. 5 touches, lifespan. Goes back to IPO, going back 2019. Look at this. You've broken a demand line. You've broken the 200 moving average. Not really good. It doesn't mean it can't reverse. It's just when you break demand lines, that's not good. Now you want to hold these demand lines. And then you want to have big runs. So maybe, like, remember, it's not always about the breakout. It is always about the price action correlation after the breakout. So there must be fall through price action. The selling, one could, this asset could come down and test 38.84 and bounce off that. It's possible. But oscillators on the 4 hour look pretty bad. They don't look like, oh, there's divergence. There's no seller exhaustion yet on the 4 hour. The daily, you could say the daily is trying to develop hidden bullish divergence from one low to the next one. So maybe 38.84 could be a reversal area. Let's look for some Japanese candlesticks there on a significant time scale. Right? Hidden bullish divergence. Maybe at this support from July of this year. You better pray for a nice Japanese candlestick on the daily or weekly or 4 hour. You want more, okay? More than just one. Sorry, DraftKings. Hey, Mr. Peabody, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well over there in Austin. None. What? I got a sub and I'm shadow banned? I don't believe it, man. Thanks for the fake sub, dude. I mean, the question is, how did he even find me? If I'm shadow banned, how did that guy Sinks? If you're there, man, say something in the chat. How'd you even find me, man? How in the F is Bitcoin green today? With the S&P, with the major index funds dumping, having their worst day, what, in like almost 2 months, pretty much, plus. It's hard to believe, man. It's still just like, the VIX being elevated was one major thing that happened today, but the other, you have to say, is gold holding strong, so no cash grabs. The US dollar not really doing anything, and Bitcoin outperforming the index funds along with gold and silver, precious metals. Somebody, thanks, man, for your kind words. I don't know about that, dude. Just doing it the way I do it, right? So that's so subjective to say. Who knows? Safe haven. I don't even know you consider it safe haven. It could be. I mean, the low market cap, the visibility, the limited supply. It could be the perfect storm. A mass adoption happening last week, technically. I mean, the beginning of mass adoption, or at least with Square MicroStrategy is acquiring $420 million worth of Bitcoin in August, I think, for around in the 11s too, maybe 11.5, 11.9, that area. I mean, that's very good stuff. And people just are expecting 12,500 or 12,300 to be tested. And it looked like maybe it could have happened. I mean, at one point today, I'm like, oh my God, it's almost imminent. Bitcoin's going to break it. Because it was selling off. When stocks were at their lowest point today, at one point before it Bitcoin was down here, and it's like, oh man, it's back coupled up with equities. God, here we go again. And then the equities started catching some bids, and then Bitcoin formed this pattern to close the day. And you know, equities also had some bids at the end of the day too. So I don't know, maybe it is tied up with bots, right? I mean, institutions do own this, and they do have some control over it. That's evident, man, based on just watching when the stock market's live and this. They do fluctuate, okay, together. Jason Jordan, that's cool, dude. Lordstown Motor. Oh yeah, aren't they like doing EVs and stuff? We're at the highest point of this 4-hour candle, 39 minutes to go to the close. Kind of hard getting off stream with, I don't know, man, like what's happening, right? I mean, you could almost say it's like the continuation of hidden bullish divergence, right? Where, hey, you're making a higher low than your previous discernible low, right? Down here. So it's still there, man. Still there. Yeah, dude, super scary on the significant time scales on the index funds. I mean, that's like what death is made of, right? I said, this is what dreams are made of, right? This is what inverse dreams are made of, nightmares are made of. Monthly dark cloud cover with like quadruple RSI bearish divergence. It almost implies, hey man, it's going to be terrible this week for the mega caps. It's almost implying that, right? I mean, because how else does that TA play out on that significant time scale? It has to probably be the earnings catalyst. Oh yeah, Dogecoin's the bullish signal, super secret bullish signals. Oh my god, dude, it's such a, what a scam, dude. Doge, if you don't know, somehow it pumped last night. I don't know, people were talking about it. That's the only way I knew. People were talking about the Discord. It pumped, and then today it was all gone. It was like, wow, man, imagine FOMOing into this crap. Imagine. What time scale? What exchange was it? Not showing up. Maybe it's on the BTC pair. It was the hold on, you're getting me saved, man. Oh, our work's never been saved before on this. Dude, where is all the data? Which one is the one with the data, dude? The Doge. Oh, okay. Bittrex looks okay. Still not that great, man. I don't know, you can't even tell. It's really just, look, man, this is all it is, man. This is the daily. Look what Doge did, man. It ran up to 2.9 tenths of 1 cent and then sold off. Let's go to the 4-hour, I guess, so you can see it. It's kind of it's a mega joke, dude. Wow, man. Wow, and it's sitting there, so it's just like people getting trapped. Oh, it's almost unchartable here. I don't know, man. Big range. Gross. You're right. 13,089. 36 minutes to go till your daily candle close that somehow, some way is in the green. And if it keeps climbing, I'm telling you, if Bitcoin gets a close above a price of 13,130, you're somehow bullishly engulfing the previous candle. You're covering completely the previous candle. Almost unreal. Yeah, it's gone. The meme, dude. Artsy gets it. DDC, I used the curved line tool. If you're out there still, I mean, my God, you'd have the worst attention span in the world if you weren't watching after asking that 3 minutes ago. So I'm sure you're still there. What's up, dude? Bonjour. What's up, Zog, dude? Isn't it like really, really late in France right now? I don't know. Gia is over there too. She was here earlier, so. But my TikTok investors for Doge, yeah, man. Terrible. It's so stable too. I mean, the fact that there's all this inflation and there's been inflation and the U.S. dollar continues to just lose its value, Doge is terrible to store your cash. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't even keep up with inflation, right? For years. All right, man. I don't know, dude. I guess there's no point in staying live. I've covered everything. Like, I've covered a lot, man. Like, what else do you want, dude? You know, we looked at the index funds. We looked at the mega caps. You know, we looked at the SAP. We even looked at the DAX, the German index fund, right? We're looking at some promising ones. Unfortunately, Zcash got hit hard. You know, that stop was pretty tight, and the thing that happened with the index funds that was enough. That was enough to wreck it. But I think some people are still in it. I think it's still okay, especially if Bitcoin recovers from a little bit of volatility today. Where earlier today, Bitcoin hit a high of 13,250-ish and got as low as 12,784. So a pretty decent swing in price. $455 between the high and the low. We'll get it. All right, well, y'all have a good one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Until next time, respect. The TA. Yeah, AB, man. Thanks for the merchandise purchase, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Yeah, mugs. Yeah, we'll get another one going, dude. Also, thanks for the sticker purchase. Much love, dude.